Hi, it's me again. This is 607 and this video was made to celebrate my YouTube channel hitting 1214 subscribers. That's twice 607 in case you didn't realize. 3.5 years ago my channel hit 607 subscribers and I made the video that you see here. In it I went through over 100 videos that I had made since creating my channel and added thoughts and explanations in Notepad. The resulting video has the length of a feature film and admittedly I've never watched it myself in full after finishing it. This video is shorter and features spoken commentary, so you don't have to squint to read the Notepad text. Another major difference is that I am discussing my YouTube channel per type of video, rather than fully chronologically. Let's have a look at the past 3.5 years. Let's start with Revolt. Revolt is still a big focus of my channel and I've made hundreds of new videos since the 607 subscriber special. I have not ceased doing daily uploads in summer. There are two Revolt related things that have stopped for the time being, however. This is my final hosted multiplayer session for now. While I've enjoyed organizing and playing multiplayer, it also often brought a lot of stress with it, and sometimes I wondered whether it was worth it. In 2020 I fell out with the Revolt.io Discord server, which was my main place for advertising these sessions. I still sometimes toy with the idea of hosting another session with another curated track pack, but I don't know if more online multiplayer will return on my channel. In any case, this was as good a session to be the last as any. Another thing that's ended is the tradition of Hilaire blocks. Hilaire is by far the most prolific Revolt creator in its history. In my series I would alternate 25 episodes of tracks by anyone but Hilaire and 25 episodes of tracks by Hilaire. In episode 433 I played the latest Hilaire track, released in 2013. Hilaire is still alive as far as I know, but I am not expecting him to ever return to track making, so this might have been the final episode of that. The past 3 years also saw 2 new Revolt series. I had known for years about the hack of Revolt that allows absurd amount of cars, and in 2021 I managed to get it working. Well, working? The game would crash very often on my laptop, and on my desktop I also often couldn't finish a race before it crashed. Regardless, I was having a lot of fun and managed to record 11 episodes for this mini-series. I have an idea to bring this hack back in the future, but I'm not sure if it will work out yet. A series that probably will be back in the future is Revolt Roulette. I thought it would be fun to have a series that focused more on action and racing skills rather than reviewing tracks and cars, while simultaneously showing off my big and private collection of both. In this series I play with the random cars and random tracks option turned on and try to win every race. If I lose a life, or 2 if I play last. I've so far done 3 rounds of this challenge and I'm looking forward to doing another. And to close off this part of the milestone video, here's a milestone recently reached. 500 episodes of 607 Plays Revolt, not counting dozens of alternative versions, re-records and commentated variants. Very cool. Shortly before actually uploading my 607 subscriber special, but after finishing it, I uploaded the first video of one of the biggest projects I've undertaken. I arranged the entire soundtrack of Lucky Luke for Game Boy and Game Boy Color for piano. When I uploaded this first video, I had been working on the project for almost a year already, and I didn't upload the final video until almost 1.5 years after. I am very proud that I was able to commit to this project for over 2 years and finish it. During this project there was also a very important development regarding my piano videos. This video, the first piano cover to be requested using my club point system, was the cause for it. The piece played encouraged me to really put attention into the dynamics. Whereas Game Boy music can sound pretty good when you're just mashing the piano, a classical piece like this really requires to play some parts softer and some parts louder. When I did this, I found something out. The camera I'm using does not capture dynamics at all, as it auto levels the audio. How did I not realize this before? Well, I guess because I was not too good at dynamics anyway, and blamed occasional unexpectedly flat results on myself. To solve the issue for this specific cover, I recorded the audio with an MP3 player, but I was not content with the audio quality. So I bought a microphone. This was one of my best purchases ever, I'm sure. Piano covers sound so much better, and I've used the microphone to great effect in commentated videos as well. Not to mention lots of other projects, some not for YouTube, where a microphone turned out to be very handy. In fact, I'm using it right now. The cover you see here is probably my best received piano cover to date, and this was a great arrangement to test a new mic. After Lucky Luke, I haven't been nearly as committed to any piano projects. In fact, the latest video in my piano covers playlist is 2 years old, which is a length of time that I haven't had between two piano covers before. It's definitely not that I don't play anymore. Several covers have been in the works at some point, but for none of them I got to a level I was comfortable with before getting distracted by something else. I am nowadays also playing a lot more worship on piano and might start focusing more on pipe organ. Still, I do expect new piano covers to appear on my channel in the future. Something that I've been doing since the first few months of my YouTube channel is uploading soundtracks of video games. I do not bother to make music available that was already uploaded by other people, but if I look up a soundtrack of a game I own on YouTube and can't find it, I will consider uploading it. I have not done this as often lately for two reasons. Firstly, there are less and less soundtracks that I cannot find, because gladly other people are uploading video game music in high quality as well. And secondly, some popular video game music channels have been removed, which is a little scary. Anyway, after playing this hidden gem for the Game Boy Advance, I thought the soundtrack needed to be on YouTube. It's too good to be forgotten. I actually ended up getting a thank you comment from the original composer in one of the videos, which is of course much appreciated. Another soundtrack I have recorded in the last few years is that of Micro Machines for Game Boy. I was quite surprised that this was not up already, because it is a fairly well-known IP for a very popular system that is music rips readily available. And the music is good too. Because this game is extremely difficult, recording the video footage of it was an interesting endeavor. One of the themes I had never reached during gameplay, but with some cheats and some brand editing I was able to get it done. Next, let's look at some other stuff I've done. As always, I've kept making one-off videos besides the established series on my channel. This one in particular, however, was not intended to be a one-off. When I asked the 30-note music box for my birthday, I was expecting to make a lot of music for it, but it turned out differently. It turned out to be really difficult to find video game music that would work with few changes, and I could not find convenient ways to compose new music or do heavy rearrangement for the machine. Regardless of that, this project alone might have been worth the present. I enjoyed it a lot, wrote an article about it and made this well-received video. It's unfortunate that I didn't have my microphone yet by this point. I did in fact record a second music box video last year, but the video was taken with a housemate's phone and he lost the footage. This was my only public livestream to date. For a couple of years I had an agreement with a friend that I would livestream a karaoke of the tracks from this game. I love singing them and it is quite fitting for my channel, considering that the Jungle Book videos are my main income of views. I enjoyed this livestream a lot, despite it probably being of mediocre quality in every aspect, and decided to keep it up as a VOD. Here's a new series that I am hoping to keep going for a while, as it has been very enjoyable to record. I got reminded one day of my 2013 Yoshi's Island walkthrough, of which I remembered having some videos left that I didn't upload. First out of laziness, and then because I was starting to become uncomfortable with my voice in them as I was going through puberty. I realized that most of my digital files had been backed up, and wondered if I didn't still have the remaining footage from this walkthrough. And I did. I really enjoyed watching my 14-year-old self play Yoshi's Island, and enjoying myself back then. So I decided to start another Yoshi's Island series, this time a let's play of a ROM hack. So far I've only had 2 recording sessions unfortunately, but I am hoping to get to more in the future. Most of the time my one-off videos don't make much of a splash, because very little of my subscriber base cares about them. Sometimes however one of them does very well, such as this project that I conceived and completed within 24 hours. It is coming up to 20,000 views. This one, however, completely trumps the previous. I probably spent less than half an hour making this video, from looking up the footage to writing this description on YouTube. It is a simple clip of a Dutch TV show that I found notable. Over the weeks following its publication, it gradually started gaining momentum. It was a crazy experience to see the video get more and more views every day, and I repeatedly guessed it to be at its peak, only for its performance on the next day to reach new heights again. Around its peak popularity, my total channel views graph looked identical to the views on this video. It was dwarfing even all the Jungle Book Groove Party videos. After several days of more than 1000 views per hour during the Dutch afternoon and evening, interest finally dropped off, about a week after the program's season had finished airing. Recently though, with the new season going on, it's picked up a little again. This is currently the most watched video on my channel, and while I Wanna Be Like You with lyrics might catch up at some point, I'm not sure if my lifetime views graph will ever tell me much anymore. Let's go back to some videos that did not perform as crazily. My uploads of my original music. For years now I have put a lot of time into each piece I create, and that certainly hasn't got less since my 6 or 7 subscriber special. I have continued my Lux Environment series and have an ambition of turning it into an album at some point, but that is certainly not yet in sight. Another long-held dream that I was finally able to achieve was creating boss music. I loved boss music in video games as a kid, but the idea of making it myself was intimidating. I had the skills now though and decided to go for it. I'm really happy with the result. Another item on my musical wishlist was learning LSDJ, a tracker for Game Boy, and probably the single most famous program for chiptune. Many years ago I had obtained the program and played around with it in an emulator, but I couldn't really figure it out. During the holidays of 2020-2021, I decided to dive into it once more. This was a great first published tune, but unfortunately it stayed pretty lonely in my releases so far. Hopefully I will get back to it in the future. Shortly after learning LSDJ, I learned to use another new tracker, which was brand new at the time. This track has a nice origin story and turned out lots of fun. Check it out if you're interested. One of the coolest things about it was that there was great mutual satisfaction between myself and the author of the tracker. I was greatly enjoying myself with the program, and without it I don't think this track could have been made, and the program's creator was delighted with my creation. Here's something quite unique. In a way, this is a follow-up to a video I did in 2021, in which I explained a proof of concept that used rapidly played drums in MuseScore to synthesize sounds. A year later I decided to start developing a program to allow to create full tracks with this. I wasn't sure if it was feasible, but at least the programming process would be fun. And it was. With a lot of perseverance I was also able to create a full track with it, eventually. I created it for a competition at battleofthebits.org, where it did not attract as much interest as I had hoped for. I'm not sure yet whether I'll continue development in the future, as in the latest release of MuseScore this does not work anymore. It was a great feeling to pioneer in the field of chiptune at least. This section might require some introduction for those not from Dutch-speaking countries. K3 is a Belgian-Dutch musical act that I have known all my life, but have been a particular fan of since 2016. In the past couple of years I have tried a couple of times to upload something related to K3 that they thought should be available on YouTube and wasn't. In most cases these got blocked however, so I stopped doing this. I have also seen too many K3 focused channels going down because of copyright strikes at this point. There have been a few one-off videos however that did not breach copyright as blatantly, including this Atari STE cover of one of K3's songs. This cover is in the tradition that I started in 2017, but this was the final one. I started a 5th cover, but felt that I could at this point better spend my time by creating original music instead. Something I already do less than I'd like. In 2020 I fulfilled a childhood dream. Or so I suppose, not sure what my ambitions were back then to be honest. By setting up my own forum about K3. It didn't attract too many members however, so I created an ad for it which I uploaded on my YouTube channel. It didn't help. Oh well. Here's one that turned out very differently than I anticipated. All over Flanders and the Netherlands, one of K3's most famous songs was going to be played on Carillion. I was really excited about this and wanted to experience it live and record it too. Things didn't go as planned though. I didn't have my microphone with me, and moreover there'd been a miscommunication somewhere, and I either was too late at the church I went to, or it wasn't played there at all. However, after hearing my story, the carillonneur managed to fit in a short version of the arrangement, which he had performed half an hour earlier elsewhere in the country, before the concert had followed. To my disappointment, this recording of mine is the only one on YouTube. I still can't believe that no other K3 fans, there are plenty of fan YouTube channels, took an interest in this. Finally, here are the most elaborate videos I've made since achieving 6 or 7 subscribers. As ever, most of my videos are made within a day, if you don't count for example learning a piano piece or composing a piece of music. On occasion however, I work for several hours on a YouTube video. This is one where I was quite disappointed with his performance. I was hoping to get at least some 1000 views a year, but it's at well under 100 after 3 years. I don't think that can be due to video quality though, as I think this is a fun video for Mario fans that was made to rather high standards. This video was not intended to be as big a project as it turned out to be, and I did finish it in 2 days. Over those 2 days I worked a lot on it, however. It was my first ever scripted video, and I really enjoyed working on it. I think it's a fun watch too. I did not turn scripted videos into a habit though. 10 months later I created my second scripted video, which was slightly less elaborate and about the music experiment mentioned previously. In the summer of 2021 I created my best video ever. And in fact, there's a good chance that it will remain my best video, to be honest. I did not keep a log, but I put very many hours into this video. Fortunately, it was well received. That's not to say it went viral or anything, it's currently only got a couple hundred views. However, everyone I shared the video with, and this includes people that had little interest or knowledge about video games, programming or Ice Age, said they really enjoyed it. And for most of the process, I rather enjoyed making it too. But I'm frankly not expecting to take on such a huge video project again anytime soon. Alas, I have too many hobbies for the time I have at my disposal. And that's an overview of my YouTube channel during its second 6 or 7 subscribers. I hope you enjoyed the special. If you're interested in my future pursuings, feel free to subscribe. But if you think I upload too much random stuff, that's okay, feel free to move on. In any case, thank you for watching and God bless.